Peace and blessings, beloved family. I am Stars Miraculii, and the video that you're going to see in just a moment is a live one-on-one virtual transmission session where I'm working one-on-one with a person. I've been experiencing such amazing exaltation in my own being and in my work that I was guided to start sharing some real-time examples of what happens in a session transmission. And that way there is a multiplication of the blessing as it moves forward. And so just wanted to give you a heads up as to the frequency that you'll be partaking of. And I invite you to really personalize that which you witness, because it's meant to be an activation for your own self, even though it was a session that I was giving to a specific individual. And as you enter into this experience, this I offer as a sonic wave to elevate you into the highest resonance of empowerment and receivership for what's about to come. Enjoy the following and fly well on the wings of quantum ascension. Take a roll of my astro dice. What the astro dice wants to say. I roll Neptune in Scorpio in the second house. Whenever we look at the second house, we're always looking at things associated with values and valuables. Values, which is primarily the definition assigned to the second house, because it relates to money and things and the abundance and the value, or the valuables, let us say. That's the objective resonance that manifests. There is a sacred, divine predecessor of valuables, and that is values. The value creates the valuable. The value has breathed life force into the valuable. And so, with the planet Neptune being in the mix, and Neptune is the omnipresence in its greatest exaltation, the omnipresence. In its shadow, it's sacrifice, sinking one ship to keep everybody else afloat. There may be an opportunity to take a look at that, where have you sacrificed? And of course, you are clearly aware of all of the ways in which you have sacrificed. And then the question becomes, have you resolved the feeling that you've had about the sacrifice, because there have been times when you judged yourself for the sacrificing. And of course, what you judge, you cause it to stick to you. So what is the clearing? Or is the clearing complete relative to the sacrificing? The Scorpio presence is Neptune, Scorpio, second house. Scorpio, in its highest resonance, is alchemy. It's commonly in astrology referred to, the eighth house, Scorpio, death, regeneration, transformation. And one of the highest offerings of Scorpio is the alchemy. Transforming the base metals into gold, transforming the darkness into light, transforming the pain into bliss, transforming something of a lesser nature and something of a more exalted nature, alchemically transforming sacrifice into compassion. Highest resonance of Neptune is compassion. Compassion is win-win, carrying a wisdom that will never let you hurt yourself while giving to others. Sacrifice, on the other hand, is win-lose. You sacrifice, they win, you lose. It's a lesser expression, not a carrier wave of the greater wisdom. Compassion is a carrier wave of greater wisdom, because it's going to show you how to not hurt yourself while giving to others. Going to show you how to give equally unto yourself while giving to all others. And so that's the gift that this roll of the astro dice is offering you. And then when it comes to the mastery of alchemy, it's so important to know that you already are this mastery. That the greatest mastery of alchemy exists as multiple versions of the reality of your selfhood in the quantum field of infinite possibilities. See, there are waves and waves and waves of reality possibilities of you in your greatest exaltation of wielding the power of the Magi and being the sacred alchemist. You don't ever want to define your capacity to be the alchemist by this limited domain of time. When we are in these limited moments of linear time, we feel a sense of lacking something, while in the very same instant there are multiple simultaneous realities of the great exaltation of the Master. So even now, beloveds, feel the mastery that you have. Allow your divine awareness to come into harmonic convergence by way of focusing your attention, focusing your observation, where you're now going to observe that quantum wave of infinite mastery in alchemy. You're going to observe that into objective reality, causing that wave to morph into the particle, where you now have the crystallization of the divine mastery of you as the supreme alchemist. And even realizing that the mastery of your alchemical wizardry is never defined exclusively by what you individually do with that. The mastery of you as alchemists is defined by the all-inclusiveness of every sacred alchemist. Align in divine awareness with every version of reality, of the oneness of the wholeness of the alchemical masters, and receive and allow that into harmonic convergence and sacred embrace with your individual being in this your now moment. And thank you so much for being such a consciousness, to be co-creating into being this flow that is emanating through and from me. It couldn't flow in exactly that way for any other being. This is a unique co-creation by virtue of the power of my divine givership and your divine receivership. And we are benefactors unto the whole universe. Even now, the universe is being quickened by virtue of your receivership and my givership. And we want to just take a moment and honor that. And honor that we are in a moment of having the universe's back. And being aware of the fact that the universe eternally has our back. And the universe is quickened. And we are of the elevated consciousness of the love and the wisdom and the power to be of the presence of mind and heart, to even give a counterpart of this moment unto Creator Source. We bless our Creator. We bless the Most High. And we have been endowed by the Most High the gift of that blessed mastery. That we can bless not only our individual self and not only our fellow beloveds that are individualized, we can also bless Creator Source Almighty. We allow that awareness to skyrocket our self-esteem right through the roof of the cosmos. Oh my Goddess, what a wonderful now moment. And we say unto you, Creator Source, thank you so much for this delicious now moment. Thank you for bringing us into alignment, or allowing us to know that we are eternally in alignment with that which is divine, with that which is beautiful, with that which is loving, with that which is wise. As we allow ourselves to truly keep sacred company with our own being, and to flourish in the knowingness that we are the beloved descendant of you, God Almighty, and that you are well pleased with that which we are, as you always have been all the way down the corridors of eternity. And we now give sacred acknowledgement to the love that you have for us, to the way in which you champion us, the way in which you empower us, and all of the great inheritances that you have bestowed upon us. And we allow ourselves to receive our divine inheritance, the trust fund bestowed upon us by God, Goddess Almighty. We receive this trust fund by virtue of accelerating soul in consciousness and elevating soul in consciousness, that we are of the age of maturity and consciousness that we can receive the trust fund of all of the grandeur that God, Goddess Almighty has bestowed upon us. We receive your gifts, beloved Creator Source, beloved Most High. We remember who we are. We remember where we're from. We remember what we're for. We remember that we are divine. What was lost, we have now found. And we are walking on wings, riding the bliss Ascension brings. Wa'a, waku, wa'um, danusi, driamu, awaku, as we dance the dream awake. So honored, ecstatic, and grateful that this beloved receiving this transmission, being elevated into the full glory and magnitude of that which she eternally is, coming home to the absoluteness of her being. So honored, ecstatic, and grateful that there is an emanation of frequency from her, even now, reaching out into the furthest reaches of eternity and blessing every being along the course of that transmission that emanates from her. So honored, ecstatic, and grateful that she is in the supreme and divine remembrance of who she is, in the absoluteness of who she is. Mountain heights of heaven's land, invoke the master plan, causes my divine birthright, giving back my cosmic sight. At dawn of life, I was so high. With the angels I did fly. I now ascend to higher plane. Ancient times come again. In the name of holy peace, my blockages do now release. The damned no longer to deny the power of my single eye. I bless the darkness, make it right. Reverse the tide and free the light. God, Goddess, make my power ever pure. Hell, let the power not endure. I love and lift my fellow man and woman and understand the master plan. For me, there's simply nothing new except that which I always knew. First, I spin a speed of light. Within, without, come now my sight. Almighty Spirit Elohim, make truth of this my cosmic dream. My eye is really single. With light my body does not tingle. Oh, my soul is so brand new. I now know all that I once knew. Bridge across the seas of time. Yield passage to this soul of mine. Let me taste the ecstasy I knew before the human misery. A mighty essence then I am. I wrote the pages of the master plan. Dancing on a sea of being. Light and love we're all decreeing. Calling to my fallen self. Time to regain heaven's wealth. Cross the bridge of what's to be, where from your nightmare we are free. I hear the angels calling me, saying, wake up, God, you're really free. Wake up, Goddess, you're really free. Wipe the nightmare from your eye. Spread your wings and watch death die. Wipe the nightmare from your eye. Spread your wings and watch fear die. Bridge across the seas of time, shackles of my soul unbind. Awake now from illusions dread. I'm safe at home in heaven's bed. Awake now from illusions dread. Safe at home in heaven's bed. Join with me in this gazing of the quantum. And then dropping in for a moment.